Zoos. They're supposed to be places of wonder, where humans meet the wild face to face. Families come for smiles, laughter, and memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes, behind the fences and glass, nature reminds us that it was never meant to be caged. Today, we're uncovering the most unbelievable zoo attacks ever captured on camera. Real moments where curiosity turned to chaos, and a single second changed everything. These aren't just viral clips. They're chilling reminders of what happens when humanity gets too close to nature's power. Before we begin, take a second to drop your country's name in the comments. Let's see where you're watching from. And if you're proud of where you come from, say it loud. And while you're at it, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and share this video with someone who loves wildlife as much as you do. Because today, we're traveling across the world, from Asia to America, to witness the most shocking animal encounters ever recorded. It was a quiet afternoon at a zoo in Chicago. Families lined up to see a young gorilla, playful, strong, and unpredictable. But within seconds, that playfulness vanished. A child slipped, falling over the railing and into the enclosure. Gasps echoed through the crowd. Cameras shook. People screamed for help. And then, something unexpected. Instead of attacking, the gorilla approached the child, gently. It was a moment frozen in time, both terrifying and beautiful. The keepers rushed in, hearts pounding, not knowing what would happen next. It reminded everyone watching. Wild doesn't always mean cruel, but it will always mean unpredictable. December 25th, 2007, Christmas Day at the San Francisco Zoo. Visitors gathered around the tiger enclosure, unaware that one of the big cats, Tatiana, was about to make history in the worst possible way. Somehow, she leapt over the 12-foot wall, a jump that experts once thought impossible. Panic erupted. People ran in every direction as the 350-pound tiger prowled the open pathways. When authorities arrived, they found chaos. Screams, blood, and the haunting roar of a predator out of place. The question that followed haunted everyone. How could this even happen? Tatiana was put down that night, but her name became a chilling symbol, a reminder that even the strongest barriers can break. In India, elephants are sacred, but when one snapped during a crowded festival, sacred turned to shocking. Hundreds of people were gathered as the elephant, decorated in bright fabrics and gold paint, suddenly began to thrash. Ropes snapped. Drums fell silent. Within seconds, the peaceful parade became a scene of destruction. Videos showed the massive animal charging through the crowd, lifting vehicles, flattening stalls. It took hours to calm him down. Experts later said the elephant was terrified, not violent, overwhelmed by noise, heat, and confusion. A tragic reminder that even reverence can become danger when misunderstanding meets wild instinct. Berlin Zoo, 2009. During a spring festival, a woman climbed over the safety railing, ignoring warnings and barriers. Her reason? She wanted to swim with the bears. What happened next was horrifying. She dove into the icy pool, and within seconds, one of the polar bears grabbed her arm. Visitors screamed. Cameras rolled. Zookeepers raced in, using tranquilizer darts to save her life. She survived, but the footage remains one of the most chilling clips in zoo history. It wasn't just a rescue, it was a wake-up call. Some lines between humans and animals should never be crossed. In 2012, two chimpanzees at a South African zoo made a daring escape, using a tree branch as a ladder. At first, it seemed harmless. Visitors laughed, thinking it was part of a show. But as the chimps reached the open walkways, laughter turned to panic. They began chasing visitors, grabbing food, pulling bags, even slapping one tourist. Security teams rushed in with tranquilizers. No one was seriously hurt, but the footage was unforgettable. It showed the terrifying intelligence of animals who had learned to outsmart confinement. A routine feeding show. Families gathered, phones ready. The trainer walked into the enclosure with two lions he'd known for years. Then, one wrong step. The male lion lunged, knocking him to the ground. The crowd screamed as the second lion joined in. Security barriers rattled with panic. Zookeepers fired blanks and banged on metal gates, desperate to draw the lions away. The man survived. Barely. It's a haunting reminder. Trust between man and beast is fragile, and one slip can shatter it forever. Australia is home to some of the most dangerous creatures on Earth, and one wildlife park found out why. During a live demonstration, a handler leaned too close to a massive saltwater crocodile. For a second, it seemed calm. Then, snap! The croc lunged, clamping down on the man's arm. The audience screamed as colleagues rushed forward with poles and ropes. Miraculously, the trainer escaped with his life, but the footage left millions breathless. Wildlife experts later said the crocodile had shown multiple warning signs before the attack, but humans missed them. Nature, as always, had the final word. In a rural Russian zoo, a caretaker walked into a bear enclosure to deliver food. What followed was captured on CCTV, a scene that shocked the nation. The bear, pacing in the corner, suddenly lunged. There was no warning, no growl, just speed and power. By the time rescuers arrived, the man's injuries were severe. The footage went viral, sparking fierce debate. Should dangerous predators ever be kept for entertainment? Or are we crossing a moral line every time we put a wild soul behind steel? Every one of these moments reminds us of something deeper. We can capture nature, we can cage it, study it, photograph it, but we can never control it. Because behind every calm stare, every silent movement, there's a heartbeat that remembers freedom. If you've watched this far, you're one of the few who truly understand the power of the wild. Let's see how far this message can travel. Drop your country's name in the comments, and if you're proud of your homeland, type "proud" beside it. And remember, respect nature, or it will remind you why it deserves it.